Good evening. Thank you for joining us on the Osrc News at 7. My name is Odunayo Sawyer. Ondo State Governor Lucky On Osrc News at 7. Ondo targets over 1.2 million children in statewide immunization drive. Court convicts header to 10 years for violating anti-open grazing law in Ondo State. Federal government announces implementation of dual mandate program for colleges of education. And from the foreign scene, Qatari envoy addresses ICJ, accuses Israel of waging genocidal war. Good evening. Welcome to Osrc News at 7. My name is Odunayo Sawyer. We begin from the home front, where the Ondo State Governor, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, has flagged off the National Immunization Plus Days (NIP) of his administration. Dr. Taiwo Fashionanti at the State Specialist Hospital, Mother and Child Hospital in Akure. The governor stated that the exercise aims to engender wider coverage of the oral polio vaccination across the state. He explained that although Nigeria was declared polio-free in August 2020, there has been wide circulation of the oral polio vaccination across the state. According to him, his administration has continuously supported the NIPDS and other supplemental immunization activities, noting that Ondo has consistently ranked among the best performing states, not only in the southwest zone, but also among the non-high-risk states nationwide. The governor assured continued support for routine immunization and the protection of children under 5, noting that the government has made massive investments to maintain the potency of vaccines at the state cold chain store. In a move to strengthen grassroots governance, local government chairmen in Ondo State have taken delivery of over 100 utility vehicles to support service delivery. The gesture, coordinated through the chairman of the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, ALGON, Ondo State Chapter, Gbenga Fashua, alongside the Special Advisor to Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa on Union Matters, Bola Taiwo, is expected to boost administrative efficiency across the 18 local government areas of the state. Omoriola Ngbeji reports.
These Toyota Corolla vehicles, ranging from 2010 to 2013 models, were purchased at an average cost of 15 million naira each, including VAT, to support effective service delivery at the grassroots. A total of 108 vehicles were distributed, with each of the local government areas receiving 6. Algon chairman and Akure South Council boss Benga Fashua listed the beneficiaries as the vice chairman, leader of the house, secretary to the local government, head of local government administration, director of finance and supply, and the director of general services and administration. He noted that the decision was unanimously taken by council chairmen to enhance seamless operations with a promise to do more for improved governance.
When we had our meeting again, of course, saying that our subordinates needs to say they are co-worker with us, and they need a provision for them to be able to carry out their own assignments easily. This necessitated the reason why we chairmen agreed together that we'll be procuring 6 vehicles per local government. For that, presently, we have agreed to purchase 108, which is 6 multiplied by 18 local governments, just to make their service to be rendered seamlessly. The reason for the purchase. This is the first phase we are doing. Others are still going to do thereafter.
Chairman of our local government, Tokpe Omolayo, and his Irele counterpart, Olajide Akinfe, commended Governor Ayedatiwa for allowing them operational autonomy. They also pledged to work collectively to deliver democratic dividends to the people.
It will assist a lot. As the level of the administration of the local government is not in one particular area. It's in a different area. It's been decentralized. Decentralized in the sense that we have the main office, we have the area office, we have our own ministry at Akure. So we need mobility in functioning in all this area we are talking about.
So, the issue of we are late, no vehicle. So everybody complaining about transport now. That one will be a thing of the past.
The local government officials are optimistic about improved operations and better service delivery to the people at the grassroots. Omoriola Humbiji, Osrc News.
Young people are being encouraged to explore and develop their creative ideas, no matter how small, as part of broader efforts to promote innovation and self-reliance. This message echoed at the creative process gathering that brought together aspiring creatives and seasoned industry professionals in Akure, the Ondo State capital. Osrc's Blessing Obe has details.
At a time when many young Nigerians are seeking practical alternatives to traditional employment, some are turning their talents into sustainable businesses. Young creatives from various backgrounds converge at the creative process, an initiative led by creative artist Oludare Orungbe, popularly known as Uncle Dre. The event was a vibrant showcase of talent, artistry, and innovation, from live music performances by emerging acts to a dynamic runway display and art exhibitions. The event celebrated diverse forms of creativity, including ashofi weaving, screen printing, painting, and sketch artistry.
And I pray for my humble brothers. I no go die, no, no. You said no go die, no, no. I no go buy, no, no. You said no go buy, no, no.
Convener Oludare Orungbe described the event as a platform designed to inspire youth and promote a culture of legitimate hustle.
We see that the reason why a lot of young folks are into illegal means of making money is because society is glorifying that kind of lifestyle. So right now we want to shift that perspective that whatever you do, as long as you are legit, no matter how dirty it seems, you should be proud of yourself. So we are celebrating local artisans, traditional craftsmanship, and blending them with modern entrepreneurship.
Participants also had the opportunity to network and learn directly from professionals who have built thriving careers through creative expression.
I advise everyone to embrace our inner creativity. We all have gifts in us that God has put in each and every one of us. So we should work on it, refine it, bring out the best in it, and make sure that you are giving value to people.
You have to find a way of encouraging yourself. Thank God you talk of what list of motivation I have. You have to believe in yourself first. When you believe in yourself, it will not be easy for any external forces to bring your spirit down.
So this program is something I'm totally inclined towards. It's something my heart really is magneted to, because I'm a creative. My profession, the entirety of my profession is creativity. I'm a filmmaker. I write scripts, I direct movies, I'm an actor. So, and then finding myself among fellow creative, although in other fields, is a thing of joy for me, because creativity rules the world. It makes you stand out. It makes you see things what people are not seeing.
The creative process reaffirmed the power of creativity and served as a reminder that in the world of innovation, no idea is too small and every masterpiece begins with a single step. Blessing Obi, Osrc News.
The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission has commenced an investigation into alleged discrepancies surrounding the disbursement of student loans under the Nigeria Education Loan Fund. This action follows a recent media report alleging that no fewer than 51 tertiary institutions were implicated in illegal deductions and exploitation related to the NEL Fund scheme. In a statement by the ICPC spokesman, Demola Bakari, these institutions were alleged to have made unauthorized deductions ranging from 3,500 to 30,000 naira each from each student's institutional fees received through the loan fund. According to him, preliminary findings revealed a significant gap in the financial records of the disbursement process. While the federal government reportedly released 100 billion naira for the scheme, only 28.8 billion naira was disbursed to students, leaving an unaccounted sum of 71.2 billion naira. In the statement, Bakari confirmed that a clear case of discrepancy has been established in the administration of the student loan scheme. The governors of the Northeast region, including Adamawa, Bauchi, Borno, Gombe, Taraba, and Yobe states, have agreed to collaborate with the Nation for Almajiri and out-of-school children education by providing office space in each state. This is contained in a communique issued at the end of the Northeast Governors Forum meeting held in Damaturu, the Yobe state capital. The Northeast governors at the meeting pledged to support the enrollment of Almajiri and out-of-school children into formal school. The forum also noted with dismay the rising activities of insurgents in the sub-region and called for the armed forces, other security agencies, and community leaders to reappraise their strategy in the counter-insurgency onslaught in the region. Still to come on the news, federal government begins dual mandate policy across federal colleges of education. Please stay with us. Thank you for rejoining us on Osrc News at 7. You can watch us live on our website, www. Moving on in the news, the federal government of Nigeria has officially commenced the implementation of the dual mandate policy across all federal colleges of education. Education Minister Tunji Alausa described the implementation as a bold and progressive step. The minister emphasized the policy's impact, noting that offering degrees within FCOES equips educators with higher competencies to meet the evolving demands of the education sector. It also expands access to higher education by providing an alternative route to earn education degrees outside the traditional university system. A magistrate's court sitting in Akure, Ondo State, has sentenced a herdsman, Dambelo, an illegal entry and was found guilty on all counts. According to the prosecution, Dambelo, on October 27, 2023, grazed his cattle on a farmland belonging to the National Palm Produce Association of Nigeria, located along Agopano Ute Road in our local government area. The cattle reportedly destroyed young palm trees and watermelons cultivated across 2 hectares. Prosecuting counsel P. Nwafo told the court that the grazing occurred without a permit and on land not designated for such use by the state government, in clear violation of the Ondo State Livestock Rearing and Grazing Regulation Law 2021. Delivering judgment, Magistrate Damilola Shikoni held that the evidence presented by the prosecution was credible and sufficient. Consequently, the court sentenced Dambelo to 10 years imprisonment on all counts. However, the court ruled that the convict will be discharged if he pays a compensation of 20 million naira to the complainant. The court emphasized the importance of compliance with the anti-open grazing law, which was enacted to prevent clashes between farmers and herders in the state. Also, the Lagos High Court, sitting at the Tafawa Balewa Square, has convicted and sentenced to death a bus rapid transit BRT driver, Andrew Ominiko, for the murder of a 22-year-old fashion designer, Bamiche Ayonwola. Ominikoran was arraigned on a 5-count charge bordering on murder, conspiracy, and rape in connection with the deaths of Ayonwola, as well as the sexual assault of Dr. Anosike Victoria and the rape of one Maryland Ojezelo. In a judgment that lasted over 2.5 hours, Justice Sherifat Shonaike held that the prosecution, the Lagos State government, successfully proved beyond reasonable doubt that the defendant committed the offense. The National Identity Management Commission has announced an immediate review of service charges aimed at aligning fees with current operational costs. In a statement, the Director General and CEO of NIMC, Abisoye Koka Odusote, who said the adjustment marks the first change in pricing in over a decade, emphasized that the revised fees are designed to maintain the quality and integrity of its identity management services while ensuring affordability and accessibility for Nigerians. NIMC issued a stern warning to all front-end partners to strictly adhere to the new pricing structure, stating that any partner found charging above the approved rates will face severe sanctions, including the potential revocation of their licenses. The Commission encouraged the public to visit NIMC's official website, www.nimc.gov.ng, for detailed information on the new rates. The African Development Bank Group has approved a new 5-year country strategy paper for Nigeria, committing about 600 between 2025 and 2030 to drive economic transformation, build resilience, and foster broad-based prosperity. The bank, in a statement published on its website, noted that $2.95 billion would be provided over the first 4 years of the plan, to be complemented by an estimated $3.21 billion in co-financing from development partners. According to the statement, the new strategy focuses on 2 key priority areas: promoting sustainable, climate-smart infrastructure to enhance competitiveness and industrial development, and advancing gender and youth-inclusive green growth through industrialization. It also seeks to support Nigeria's efforts to capitalize on the African Continental Free Trade Area by boosting energy access, improving transportation networks, and enhancing market access for farmers, agro-entrepreneurs, and businesses. The statement added that the country's strategic paper aligns with Nigeria's development plans, including Agenda 2050, the National Development Plan 2021 to 2025, and the 2023 Renewed Hope Agenda. Moving on to the foreign scene, following the notorious Oval Office confrontation and the unexpected Vatican talks, the minerals deal signed between the U.S. and Ukraine is being viewed as a significant step in strengthening future ties between President Zelensky and Donald Trump. This agreement is also seen as crucial in securing Washington's long-term military backing for Kiev, especially as talks continue to find a resolution to the ongoing conflict with Russia. Wuraola Olanikbekon has details.
Daily Russian attacks like these last night on the southern Ukrainian city of Odessa have not been enough to persuade Donald Trump to do more to help Ukraine. Ukraine has long hoped that its huge mineral wealth would dangle the prospect of sharing it with America to tempt the U.S. president to give them what they need.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. You're not in a good position. You don't have the...
At first, it seemed to backfire. The two countries fell out in negotiations over the deal, culminating in this spectacular row in the Oval Office. But after intense diplomacy, there was a breakthrough. This was the turning point. A meeting at the Pope's funeral where told President Zelensky persuaded President Trump there was a deal worth signing. The White House says the minerals deal is good for both countries.
This partnership represents the United States taking an economic stake in securing a free, peaceful, and sovereign future for Ukraine. This partnership establishes a fund that will receive 50% of royalties, license fees, and other similar payments from natural resource projects in Ukraine.
And in Ukraine, President Zelensky was hailing the deal as breakthrough in its diplomacy with the U.S.
We now have the first result of the Vatican meeting, which makes it truly historic. We're looking forward to the other results of our conversation.
Under the deal, America will be given priority investing and exploiting Ukraine's mineral resources and will years later reap much of the profits. Veteran U.S. diplomats say that helps Ukraine too by giving the U.S. a stake in their country's future.
This deal is very much in the interest of the United States. We cannot be dependent upon our adversaries like China or Russia for rare earth and critical minerals. And it's very much in the interest of Ukraine, which needs to strengthen its relationship with the Trump administration. This gives Trump a reason in his own terms for doing the smart thing for the United States and a good thing for Ukraine.
The deal won't, as had been feared first in Ukraine, to use its natural resources to the aid it's already been given by America, something Ukrainians welcome.
American companies will come to Ukraine, and that could stop our crazy neighbor. What else can we count on?
The first version was terrible for us. From what I've seen, the new version seems much more beneficial for my country.
But it doesn't include U.S. security guarantees for the Ukrainians, which they had hoped for. They will be welcomed in Moscow, where there will be some concern at closer ties between Kyiv and Washington. But Donald Trump is also threatening to walk away from these conflicts and take U.S. support with him. That would be a massive blow to Ukraine, whatever the benefits of the deal. It is just signed with him. Wuraola Olanikbekun, Osrc News.
Qatar's ambassador to the Netherlands, Mutlaq Al-Khattani, has told the ICJ that Israel is waging a genocidal war in Palestine, intensifying West Bank settlements and blocking life-saving aid, leaving Gaza in famine-like conditions. He accused Israel of weaponizing aid, targeting humanitarian workers, and dismantling the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestinian Refugees, the backbone of Gaza's aid.
Today, as the representative of the State of Qatar in these important proceedings, Mr. President, the Court's advisory opinion of 19 July 2024 confirmed that Israel's presence in the occupied Palestinian territory is unlawful and must be brought to an end as rapidly as possible. Unfortunately, Israel did not end its occupation. It has continued its genocidal war against the Palestinian people, especially in Gaza, which is not only an international crime, but the crime of crimes which shocks the conscience of mankind. It's a blatant disregard of the Court's advisory opinion, and in a blatant disregard of the Court's advisory opinion, Israel increased settlement and annexation in the West Bank through force. According to the UN, approximately 1,000 Palestinians have been killed there since October 2023, and over 40,000 have been forcibly displaced by settler violence and Israel's military campaign in the West Bank. As the UN Special Rapporteur and the OBT stated in a press release that you can find at tab 1 of your folders, we're witnessing new trails of tears in the West Bank, mirroring Gaza's fate. In Gaza, Palestinians also continue to face famine-like conditions as Israel has completely blocked any delivery of life-saving aid of millions of Palestinians. In a joint statement.
And with that report, we've come to the end of Osrc News at 7. But before we go, another look at the major stories. The Ondo State Governor, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, has launched the National Immunization Plus Days. The governor, who was represented at the event by the Secretary to the State Government, Taiwo Fashoranti, assured residents of his administration's commitment to a polio-free state. The immunization exercise, which begins tomorrow, targets over 1.2 million children. A magistrate's court in Akure, Ondo State capital, has convicted a herdsman, Dambelo, to 10 years for violating the anti-open grazing law. The convict, who was arraigned on a 5-count charge, was given an option to pay the complainant 20 million naira. And the federal government has commenced the implementation of the dual mandate policy across all federal colleges of education. According to the federal government, the policy expands access to higher education by providing alternative routes to earn education degrees. And that's it on the Osrc News at 7. Thank you so much for watching. Good evening.